I'm Marilee Caruso. It's Tuesday, July 28th. Today, rapid response.
It's about getting the right response from the right provider at the right time.
How the city of Winnipeg is exploring an additional emergency response system to deal with mental health calls. Also today, on site, when the province's first supervised drug consumption site is set to open. Plus, forging a new path.
When we're out on these pathways, when we're out walking on our streets, we're face to face with our neighbors, we're building community.
Which Winnipeg walking trail is getting an expansion? Good afternoon. Thanks for joining us. The city of Winnipeg is exploring a new crisis response model to deal with mental health calls. And according to a new report, it could divert more than 10,000 calls a year from police, fire, and paramedics. Joining me now live with the details is CTV's Taylor Brock. So Taylor, how would this work?
Well, what we could see, Marilee, is a hub connecting people already working in community with people calling for help. They'll be sent to do things such as on-site de-escalation, navigation, and short-term follow-ups. Now, this whole idea comes from a report recommendation to establish a fourth emergency response pathway. Under the proposed model, non-emergency calls would be sent to a community crisis dispatch and coordination hub. That hub would act as the middle person, dispatching trauma-informed teams from existing community organizations. It's important to note that calls involving violence, criminal activity, medical emergencies, imminent safety risks, or involuntary intervention would see an emergency or specialized response.
This is about creating a dedicated civilian fourth pathway for non-emergent, lower-risk situations. It's about getting the right response from the right provider at the right time to meet the need. And crucially, it allows our police officers, firefighters, and paramedics to focus their specialized skills and resources on urgent safety and medical emergencies.
Looking at yearly call data, the report says more than 3,800 Winnipeg police calls and more than 6,300 fire paramedic calls could be diverted to these teams. Staffing, training, and other hub-related costs are estimated to cost close to $6 million annually.
Taylor, when could this new response plan be implemented?
Well, it'll take a while, Marilee. Gillingham says he'll ask City Council to endorse the report's recommendations in September, but he'll also need to formally request the province to partner with the city to develop an implementation plan. CTV's Jeff Keel will have reaction from the province and show us who could be responding to those calls coming up tonight at 6.
All right, looking forward to it. Thanks, Taylor. Meantime, we're learning today the city's police chief intends to move ahead with some type of drug enforcement campaign coming off a 10-day blitz late last month. But Jean Bowers was light on details.
You know, there's a place for enforcement and there's a place for harm reduction, and it's how do we do that together? You know, it's about the people out there and getting them the help that they need, and also it's about the safety of our community, our general community as well.
Now, to that end, the chief says he's had a handful of meetings with local harm reduction groups and has planned another one for this week. Without getting into specifics, Bowers says work is underway for the logistics for a plan moving forward. Once those details are in order, he'll release the results of the previous program as well as plans for the future. Hearings are underway at the Public Utilities Board over Manitoba Hydro's integrated resource plan. And during his opening statement, President and CEO Alan Danroth told the board the utility is currently managing 8 credible threats towards employees, 5 of which are directed at him personally. According to a transcript of the proceedings, Danroth went on to say, in the past year, Hydro employees have been threatened with weapons, including guns on the job. And in a recent incident, a homeowner directed his dogs to attack a meter reader. As a result, he says the Crown Corporation has stepped up security, including through the use of security officers, protective equipment, and other measures. Danroth blamed the hostility on what he described as inaccurate statements and misinformation about Hydro, its programs, and its plans, which he says are eroding public trust and inflaming tensions. Earlier, Dan Roth questioned how, quote, so-called experts with no background in engineering or power systems could claim to know more than the dozens of employees who spent 3 years coming up with the plan, now before the PUB. The Manitoba government says the province's first supervised drug consumption site will open fully on August 11th. It says its partners at Aboriginal Health and Wellness are currently training staff as part of a gradual opening. The government says the site will be open between Tuesday and Saturday from 11 a.m. to 6:45 p.m. The site will provide drug testing and a space to use drugs, specifically by injection, with staff on hand. There will also be information about addiction support and treatment. The Henry Avenue site has been criticized by some business owners and residents who are concerned about security and access by minors. The province argues it is needed to address a rise in overdose deaths and to reduce the number of people openly using drugs. Folks in North Winnipeg will soon have another 2 kilometers of additional trail to walk, bike, and get around on. Local officials, along with representatives from Trails Manitoba and Bike Winnipeg, ceremonially broke ground on Phase 2 of the Northwest Hydro corridor this afternoon. The trail currently runs almost 3 kilometers from Leela Avenue to Selkirk Avenue, just west of McPhillips Avenue. The extension will add roughly a kilometer of trail on either end.
And it's certainly, you know, when we're out on these pathways, when we're out walking on our streets, we're face to face with our neighbors, we're building community, we're helping our families stay together, and it's a wonderful thing to see these activities happen.
The $3 million project also includes new lighting, benches, and offshoot paths. Construction is expected to get underway this summer. Well, if you're in Brandon, you'll soon be swatting less mosquitoes. The Wheat City just passed a motion to move forward with nuisance mosquito fogging this week. The overnight citywide fogging is set to start tomorrow night at 9:30 p.m. weather permitting. The insecticide being used is Delta Guard 20EW. Now, to minimize exposure, residents should stay indoors during and immediately after spraying. All windows and doors should be closed and air conditioning turned off before spraying begins. Swimming pools should also be covered, and any homegrown produce should be washed before eating after fogging. Now, if you want your property excluded, the city is offering a 90-meter buffer zone to those who register. Applicants, though, will only be accepted until tomorrow at 11 a.m. For more information, you can head to brandon.ca. All right, let's bring Colleen Brady now and get a first look at your very hot, once again, Skywatch forecast. It's a hot one out there. Have a fan or some water, I guess, on hand.
Listen, if you think it's hot today, Marilee, brace yourself. Tomorrow, we're talking 34 degrees in Winnipeg and the surrounding regions. So, yeah, this heat, this humidity, it's not going anywhere just yet. And you can see right now, it's very clear, too. Very sunny over southern Manitoba. So, of course, the heat warnings not only continue all across the south, they've now expanded into parts of northern Manitoba as well as continue east of Manitoba across northwestern Ontario. So these are the kind of conditions where it starts to get a little dangerous. Make sure you check on your loved ones, including your fur babies, and take the proper precautions to make sure you stay safe and hydrated and protect yourself against the sun in these circumstances. So I'll have more details on how long this heat will last, when we could catch a break, and how conditions are shaping up as we close in on the not the May long weekend. My goodness, the August long weekend. What's going on? Time is moving too fast. I digress. Anyway, we'll get to all of it before too long. Let's take a look right now. There's a CTV Live Item brought to you by Bath Fitter, your bath and shower experts for more than 40 years. Right now in the city, it is piping hot. It's 29 degrees with a humid X. It feels like 38. Winds out of the south, giving a bit of a breeze, 13 kilometers an hour, gusting up to 28. The pressure's dropping and the humidity is 64%. Out on the roads right now, a live look at Notre Dame. Traffic moving well there.
The Big Apple makes a push to appeal to Canadian tourists. We'll tell you why next.
Get Winnipeg's top stories, breaking news alerts, and watch live. Download the CTV News app.
A mixed day on the markets. Crude oil lost more than $3. The loonie rose to 70.91 cents U.S. Gold futures dropped $38. The TSX added 181 points. The Dow Jones jumped 537 points, while the Nasdaq slipped 55 points. Multiple Manitoba animal rescues are calling on the province to take action and provide sustainable funding to address animal overpopulation and health concerns. Canine Advocacy Manitoba, the Winnipeg Humane Society, and 15 other organizations signed a letter which calls the lack of animal supports in the province a systemic crisis. The groups are asking for an immediate roundtable meeting with federal and provincial governments, rescues, and First Nations, along with the creation of an advisory committee. They're also requesting multi-level government funding due to animal overpopulation and public safety being what they call intersecting issues. They want community-led solutions, including supporting access to vet care, spay and neuter services, food education, and more.
This will hopefully open up people's eyes to how bad it is in Manitoba. The rescues, we can't do it ourselves anymore. We are drowning. Every single day we get asked to take animals, dogs and cats, from all over Manitoba, and we're drowning. Even the Humane Society is full. Winnipeg Animal Services is full. All the rescues in Manitoba are full. Like, we can't do it on our own anymore.
The call to action comes following the death of Amanda Nobis, who police say was affiliated with Canine Advocacy Manitoba. She was found dead in Sandy Bay, Ojibwe First Nation, July 17th. The Manitoba First Nations Police Service believes she planned to pick up some puppies from a local resident and was attacked by the owner's dogs. Today, police announced the results of a post-mortem examination and say her injuries were consistent with a dog attack. Arrangements were made to put the two male dogs down. 175 people who came to Canada for the World Cup have made asylum claims to stay in the country. Immigration, Refugee and Citizenship Canada has confirmed that number to CTV News. More than 26,000 visitors flagged FIFA World Cup 2026 in their paperwork to travel to Canada. Out of those, 175 people later made asylum claims. Canada hosted 13 games during the tournament in Vancouver and Toronto. The Big Apple is making a major effort to attract more Canadian tourists before the end of summer. New York City Tourism has come out with a Northern Neighbor deal. It includes 30% off at more than 85 hotels, Broadway shows, attractions, restaurants, and museums. The deal runs from August 18th through to September 7th. The discount is aimed at helping offset the current exchange rate. Meanwhile, Porter Airlines is also offering 20% off some flights to New York City. Canada is New York's second largest international market, with 820,000 visitors expected this year. A beloved event returns to Assiniboine Park. The danceable details coming up next in Spotlight.
Have a news tip? When you see news happening, let CTV News Winnipeg know. Text your tips, pictures, and videos to 10400. That's 10400. Message and data rates may apply.
Brady is back now for Spotlight, and one of Assiniboine Park's most popular events, pirouettes into lyric theater this week.
That's right. And yesterday we got a sneak peek. You're watching the dress rehearsal for the Royal Winnipeg Ballet's annual Ballet in the Park. You'll get a sample of last year's performances and those to come. It is a free event. Just bring your own lawn chair. Ballet in the Park will also mark 1 year since its artistic director, Christopher Stowell, led his first program for the RWB.
I'm really happy. We premiered a new work called Odyssey back in April by the choreographer Dwight Roden, really important voice in contemporary ballet. He made it for us last year, and we're doing excerpts from that here tonight. And we're also adding a new ballet to our repertoire, a ballet called Who Cares? It's set to all George Gershwin songs.
Now, unfortunately, the RWB just announced on social media that tonight's performance has been canceled due to what it calls environmental factors, aka the heat. There are, however, 2 more shows set for tomorrow and Thursday evening. The RWB says to check its social media for updates. The curtain rises at 6 p.m. for pre-show activities, with the RWB taking the stage at 7.
Yeah. based on what you're predicting for tomorrow, could be a no-go as well, but we'll have to see.
I think that may well turn out to be the case. Yeah.
All right. Purple Rain is making the leap to Broadway.
This is exciting. The Oscar-winning film based on the Prince album of the same name is being adapted into a musical. It's set to open on Broadway next spring, and performances of Purple Rain will begin on March 12th, 2027.
That's going to be good.
Yeah,
Such
I'd love
good
to see
music.
it.
Yeah, it's going to be good. Now to a magical experience that's coming to Tim's.
That's right. It's in honor of the 25th anniversary of the first Harry Potter film. Tim Hortons is releasing special items, including donuts inspired by each Hogwarts house. The tasty goods land in stores August 12th. There will also be a golden snitch Timbit and Timbit holder, as well as inspired drinks and limited edition merch. And on August 28th, participating Tim Hortons restaurants will host a Harry Potter trivia night.
Like we need any more reasons to eat more donuts.
No kidding. Let's go.
Harry Potter fans are going to be all over that.
No kidding.
Imagine having a celebrity encounter, Colleen, and not even realizing it.
Yeah, that was at the San Diego Comic-Con. Ryan Reynolds dressed up as what he calls Gene Pool and interacted with fans. Now, this was before he showed up in disguise, surprising Marvel Comic-Con the panel. He posted this to Instagram with the caption, "I feel so lucky to be on the floor with everyone. No handlers, no security, no ropes. What a gift."
Long-time listener, first-time caller.
That would happen to me because, I mean, you can't tell who he is, but I am notorious for not knowing who the celebrities are.
That's who that was,
yeah. Some people got some pretty good photo keepsakes, though.
No doubt.
So, yeah. Now they know. Thanks, Colleen.
You're welcome. Your primetime lineup starts at 7 with The Big Bang Theory. Then at 8, watch 2 Winnipeg brothers competing on The Amazing Race Canada. And at 9, catch Password. It's all right here tonight on CTV. A live look at a busy St. James Bridge, busy in both directions, hot and humid and a little windy out there. You might appreciate those wind gusts coming out of the south. Right now it's 29 degrees in the sun. With the humidex, though, it feels like 38.
Women's clothing provided by RW & Company. Salon services provided by Essentique Spa Salon.
A major wildlife study has revealed new images of Amazon's elusive ghost dog. Researchers from the Wildlife Conservation Society in Bolivia used 34 motion-triggered cameras all across parts of Bolivia and Peru. They found a small to medium-sized wild dog with small ears, short fur, and a fox-like snout. The animal was given the name ghost dog because of how elusive it is. The study found the animal is thriving in the deepest parts of the jungle.
CTV Skywatch weather brought to you by South Beach Casino and Resort. Visit southbeachcasino.ca.
The heat, the humidity, well, it is sticking around for the time being. As we move into the night, on Tuesday, you can see it's still clear, obviously still quite sunny, and it will be for a few hours yet, though the sunset is starting to arrive a little earlier. You may have started to notice that over the last few days. Winds relatively light coming up from the south. We have heat warnings that continue not just for southern Manitoba, but now they extend well into parts of central and even northern Manitoba, as far north as Flin Flon. So around the region, we won't get much relief tonight. We're going to have some very warm overnight lows, particularly here in the south, hovering right around 20 degrees before we shoot up into the mid-30s tomorrow. So incredibly hot weather to come. Next door in northwestern Ontario, similar conditions have this region remaining under a heat warning tonight. That's not going to change anytime soon. And you can see why with these temperatures in the upper 20s or low 30s. 28 in Kenora, 29 in Winnipeg. It's in the 30s, though, by the time you get to Portage and Brandon. 31 in Dauphin. Look at that. Swan River, 30 degrees. That heat. Look at that. Thompson, as far north as Thompson, 27 there, 26 in Lynn Lake. Churchill, 22 degrees. So there's a possibility we'll see some scattered showers, more so up in west central areas, pushing up into the northwest. Not a lot happening as we get into the overnight hours. Fairly clear in most communities. We may see the odd showers still continue to pop up. Northwestern Ontario, fairly clear. Haze is quite possible tonight, this evening and tonight across our regions. As we get into Wednesday, maybe we might see some scattered showers popping up through parts of eastern Manitoba on Wednesday morning. morning. The temperatures are going to build and build throughout the day. Now, we are under some upper ridging over Manitoba. As for convection, aka thunderstorms, we may well see some develop in the south, but that upper ridging should help to keep severe thunderstorms out of the south. There's a better bet, though, of supercell thunderstorms, maybe even a tornado in northern Manitoba tomorrow. Not a certainty, but the atmospheric conditions look like they're setting up for that to possibly occur. By the time we get to overnight Wednesday into Thursday, you can see quite a band of rain, particularly heavy up there around Churchill and areas to the south of Churchill. That lifts as we get into Thursday morning. Meanwhile, we will likely see some showers pop through. You can see for areas in the southeast. So for tonight, not much relief at all from the heat. We drop down to 21 degrees. A risk of thunderstorms this evening. Fairly clear the rest of the night. South winds 15 kilometers an hour. 34 tomorrow. Mostly sunny, likely hazy. South winds at 15 kilometers an hour. Then we get to the long range. 28 on Thursday. There's the chance of showers there. Back into the sunshine Friday, 29. And then the long weekend. Saturday, Sunday, mostly Sunday. It's mostly sunny. 29 Saturday, 32 Sunday. And then we get to Monday, which is Terry Fox Day. 26 degrees with the possibility of some thunderstorms. And while we'll continue to see those hot highs through the long range period, as you can see, not much relief with those very warm overnight lows. Starts to break, though, by the time we get to Monday. Terry Fox Day. Our first weather photo takes us out onto beautiful Lake Winnipeg up at Hecla Grindstone Provincial Park. Cheryl calls that quiet water therapy. And there was some smoke high in the sky there. Otherwise, Tara said it was nice to be out on the water out at Lake of the Woods. Send us your weather photos to Winnipeg Weather at ctv.ca.
Skywatch Weather Pick of the Day brought to you by Provivo, Winnipeg's first and only longevity medicine clinic. Redefining health, performance, and aesthetics. Provivo.com.
All right, you're really going to want to dive into this next story. Or cannonball. High divers jumped from the arch of the old bridge in the Bosnian city of Mostar over the weekend. The annual diving competition celebrates the bridge's post-war reconstruction. It was actually built 450 years ago and then destroyed during the Bosnian War. It was then rebuilt and reopened in 2004. The 30-meter bridge is UNESCO listed and is considered to be one of the city's most recognizable symbols. How many belly flops do you think happened from that?
I don't even want to think about that. That would hurt.
It looks good, though, today if you're outside sweating,
yeah,
I bet.
Yeah.
All right, we're back at 6 with much more local news. Hope to see you then.